we're going to talk about things that we've heard about the new NCAA 25 game coming out.
Yep.
First college football game, video game in over a decade.
Yep.
So people are definitely hyped up about it, pumped up.
Oh yeah.
Because long time in the making.
Definitely.
Heard a lot of good things about it. And the gameplay trailers look awesome.
Yep.
YouTubers have flown down and played it have said really good things about it.
Yep.
They've said it feels like college football, which is definitely I think what a lot of people wanted.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, it's just pumped a lot of people up just because it's been hard. College football, the NCAA games were always fun to play.
Yeah.
And I still play NCAA 14.
That's a good one.
To this day, the last one that came out.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
But yeah, I think I've watched probably like 3 or 4 of the YouTubers that have gotten the chance to go down and play it. I've watched their reviews. They've said really good things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. So kind of just a brief topic there, not a ton to talk about.
Yep.
Because obviously we haven't personally flown down and played it. So.
Right.
Now we're just gonna get straight into our fourth topic.
Which is 5 NFL teams that are most likely to shock the world and disappoint people this year.
I think number 1, I'm just gonna put the New York Jets.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of people are expecting them to be good. I don't, like we mentioned in a previous episode, I just don't see it.
Right. For me, I got Arizona Cardinals at number 1. Just Kyler Murray haters.
That's fair. Are we talking about surprise people or disappoint?
Surprise. Well, both basically. Or
okay.
Just disappoint. My bad.
Yeah. So number 1, New York
Surprise.
Jets. Just like we said earlier, just in an earlier episode, I'm not expecting a ton.
So I'd go Jets too for this one.
And like I said, they could be a wild card team at most. I feel like, I'm not expecting any kind of a first round bye,
right,
or even making it past the wild card round just seems kind of out of play.
Right.
And I know a lot of people are going crazy because Aaron Rodgers, whatever, and
right,
people can think what they want about us saying this.
Right.
I just don't see it.
I'd say number 2, probably Dallas.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Dallas definitely up there as well.
Yep.
A team that usually makes the playoffs, whether they have a bad season or a good season.
Yep.
Statistic wise, they always seem to kind of find their way in.
Always.
But and then they disappoint in the playoffs. But I don't, like I've mentioned, I don't think they're going to be a playoff team this year.
Me either. Well, I did say they do, but now the days after.
Yeah.
Against the reality.
I just don't see it. They've lost a lot. Lost, who was probably the number 1 defensive coordinator in the league,
Dan Quinn,
over the last few years,
yep,
to Washington.
Yep.
Number 3,
it's tough.
I feel like you could put the Bears in this almost.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people, especially Bears fans, are expecting Caleb Williams to be, an MVP candidate.
Yep.
His first year, and I hate to tell them this, but it's just not going to happen.
Oh yeah.
Hard. There's not very many rookies that come out and are immediately MVP candidates.
Yep. C.J. Stroud was an exception, but Mayfield was special.
Oh yeah, and like I said, the Bears could be good. I don't see them making the playoffs this year at all.
Right.
I feel like they still need 1 or 2 years
to rebuild,
to really get that O-line up.
Oh yeah.
Finish up that defensive rebuild.
Agreed.
So yeah, the Bears I'd probably put at number 3.
Right, and then number 4 I would put probably maybe Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I would put the Bills in there.
But
I put the Bills in there.
They'll disappoint some people, I think.
I feel like, just with that fan base they have, everyone always expects big things out of them. And all the pieces they've lost on the defensive side of the ball, you lost all your leaders, basically, that defense.
Oh, yeah.
Agreed. And just all the, you lost all your receivers almost, or
yep,
at least your top 2 guys
pretty
in
much.
Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis.
Yep.
So number 4, I'd probably say, it's kind of tough. Number 4,
Denver Broncos, I would say.
I could see the Denver Broncos too.
Yep.
I feel like with Bo Nix now, a lot of fans are expecting things to look up, but still, I'd say just like the Bears, a few years out.
Oh yeah.
I think I had the Broncos at like 5 or 6 wins.
Okay.
At most.
Gotcha.
So I just don't think that they're quite there.
Not there yet. Built fully.
Still need a few years. Obviously, the defense is starting to look good. You know, you got Patrick Surtain. And then the receiving room, you still got Cortland Sutton.
Yep.
He's good when he's healthy.
Very good.
You still got Javonte.
Yep. Love Javonte.
Phenomenal running back. And I mean, like I said, we could see big things out of Bo Nix. You know, more experience than most of the other rookies.
Yep.
But you know, it's college. NFL's a lot different.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Number 5, I'm gonna put the Raiders in here.
Okay.
I feel like people still aren't, you know, expecting big things, but they're expecting to step up, and I think it's just gonna be the same as last year.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, now Josh McDaniels is out, we could see, you know, whole new things. Because Josh McDaniels just wasn't the answer at all. But I feel like the Raiders are definitely in the top 5 of, you know, teams that'll disappoint some people.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna head into 5 NFL teams that are most likely to surprise people.
Yep.
Number 1, I'm gonna put the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
I still feel like a lot of people kind of are gonna doubt them, especially because the last 2 years with Russell Wilson just hasn't been the greatest.
Right.
But I definitely feel like they can do big things. Number 2, I would put Arizona.
Okay.
Agree with you. Still feel like there's a lot of Kyler Murray slander.
Oh yeah.
Just people that don't believe in him.
I put Carolina in the top 5.
And now you've got Marvin Harrison.
Yep.
Number 3, I would definitely go Carolina.
Me too.
A team that a lot of people just kind of, you know, hated on last year. But, you know, you got a new receiver with Xavier Legette.
Yep.
For Bryce Young. Hopefully the O-line can improve.
Yep.
You got Deontay Johnson out of, I think he was traded, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I think Carolina, another team that could shock, you know, some people this year.
I think the Chargers could too. I'm putting Chargers at number 4.
I put Chargers there too. I feel like a lot of people after last year, even though Herbert was hurt, I feel like they're still not going to expect a ton out of that Chargers team. But, you know, just a phenomenal squad.
Oh, yeah.
All
very,
around.
Very.
You know, you got one of the Defensive Player of the Year candidates year in, year out with Joey Bosa.
Yep.
You got Asante Samuel, phenomenal corner. You've got Derwin James, offensive side of the ball. Obviously, not, you know, you lost both your, you know, top receivers.
Right.
But, you know, we'll see how Ladd McConkey does.
We'll see.
You got new tackle in Joe Alt. Hopefully that can help out with the O-line and protecting Herbert.
Yep.
And, yeah, like I said, Justin Herbert, probably top 10 QB in the league.
Oh, yeah.
And now, you know, you got Jim Harbaugh. You got new defensive coordinator, Jesse Minter.
A few good weapons, too, for him.
And so I think I would agree with that. Number 4, we're going to go Chargers with teams that are most likely to surprise people this year.
I think Packers probably be number 5.
I put Packers there too. And I'm going to put them here because I feel like a lot of people are expecting them to just be like a 10-win team. I could see them winning 12 plus games.
Oh, yeah, making it deep around the playoffs too.
Yeah, I could see them in the NFC Championship.
Oh, yeah.
Whether that's against Detroit, San Francisco, or
Eagles.
Hell, Arizona. You know, you never know. But yeah, I would put Green Bay as one of my headphones just fell out. I would put Green Bay at number 5, just not because I feel like a lot of people don't expect them to make the playoffs, but just because a lot of people have really low expectations for the win column.
Agreed.
And like I said, I feel like I could see them winning at least 12 games.
I agree.
If they can play like they did in the second half of the year. You know, you got one of the best coaches in the National Football League.
Right.
Jordan Love's trying to look like a top 10 QB.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in that playoff run.
Yeah, it's great.
And you know, I feel like they have an underrated receiver room.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they don't have big names, but the guys they have perform. So,
Hicks, yep.
You know, you got Christian Watson, who I feel like ever since his rookie year, it was that Dallas Thanksgiving game.
Yep.
I think he had 3 touchdowns.